Alright, so here we go. Starting from a good fresh 3:30. God, I hope we get this shiny this stream, because I want to start the game. That way I can at least get some progress going on. Because the longer that this takes, the longer it's going to take for me to get to any other Pokemon. I also did some research into the fact that, like, whenever I was reading yesterday about how apparently you can look at the Pokemon's shiny status while in the nickname screen, I found out that that was not true. So, because of that, I now have to check the status every time, which sucks, because it means I will have to keep doing the resets every, was it like 2 a minute or something like that? If I don't mess up and go into the nickname screen. Which is really a shame. Because I was hoping I could get faster resets, but I guess that's just not going to work. Also because I'm recording this as well, the people that are on YouTube, you won't hear the music. So you'll probably see in the chat that it'll be like, hey, here's a song. That's why that's there. Also no shiny, so... I know after a while that the noise will probably get annoying, and I can disable it some other time, but... For now, it's a good audio cue for me as well, because at least then I'm able to tell if I actually did track it or not. And people will be able to tell as well if I happen to miss as well. Yeah. It sucks last time that I also didn't get the shiny, simply because of the fact that, you know, 330 resets to not get a shiny. Granted, in a 1 in 8,000 odds. But, like, I want to get it started so we can get through the adventure and maybe start some hunts later, as well as, you know, start working our way towards getting some of the legendaries. But obviously it's going to take a while before we can even get to them. And then whenever we get to them, it'll also end up being like soft resets. However, it may just be better to like do run away strats, even if it does take a little bit longer. But it depends. I think it depends on how close they are to the door. Because if I have to go through this every single time that I have to reload the game, then it will take forever as opposed to just being close to the door. So hopefully at some point or another I can get it. But who knows? Who knows at this point? As we can see so far, my soft resets aren't working very well. Hey, so be it. I mean, I knew going into this, and I knew that this was going to be a very, very long and tedious challenge, with a lot of ups and downs and random chance of events occurring. We'll just have to see if at some point or another if I actually start getting lucky with some shinies, or if they'll all just be really, really bad at not appearing. Also, I do apologize about any of the clicking or like popping that I'm doing. I have like something in my throat and I can't get it out. So hopefully that will go away as I talk and slowly dry out my mouth. But you'll probably also hear more of the clicking from my controller because instead of having it below the desk, it's actually on top of the desk, so that way I can do the counter and do the resets faster. Because when it was down below, I had to like shift my hand movement every single time. And this time I still am doing that. But I'm only moving my left hand this time now in order to do the resets. And because I'm only using my left hand now to just do the resets, it means that, well, I guess it's phrasing it weird. Because in reality, I'm actually moving my right hand, because I'm moving my controller to the keyboard in order to do the counters. But yeah. Also, for some weird reason, OBS keeps doing this weird thing. To where I also can't hear the music. So for everyone else that's in stream itself, you can hear the music. You can hear it perfectly fine. You can also hear the Pokemon music as well, which probably overlays weird. But, like, the odd thing about it is the fact that, like, the audio that's being given to me right now is the same audio that's what YouTube's going to hear, but not what Twitch is going to hear. So, for all intents and purposes, the music really is just for you guys. Hey, Opie. How are you? Actually, you know what? I probably should just turn the music off, to be honest. Because if I can't hear it, there's no point in it playing. How are you this morning, Opie? And I wish I could skip text. Or at least skip Gary going to get the Pokeball. Well, as you can tell by the fact that I'm still doing resets at 340 deep, I'm doing fine. I just wish he would show up sooner, so I can actually get on with the Pokemon adventure itself. Because the longer this takes, the more, like, it starts to get tedious. Like, whenever it comes to, like, when it comes to doing the wild hunts and stuff like that, like, let's say I'm going for, like, a Jigglypuff or something like that, and, like, a Magnemite shows up. I don't even know if they're on the same route, but, like, a Magnemite may show up instead of a Jigglypuff, but the Magnemite will be shiny. That's at least, you know, exciting. It may not be what's currently going in my hunt, but hey, it helps with not having to find it later. And so it's just like, random stuff like that makes the shiny hunts, especially in these older generations, really fun and exciting. But having to go for, you know, Charmander for the umpteenth dozen time, at this point the 343rd, it gets really repetitive and tedious. And this is why, like, people will, like, they'll do other hunts if a certain hunt will drag out long enough, because they know that, like, the audience and stuff like that will get really bored of just seeing the same, like, in this case, resetting constantly over and over and over again. That's also kind of like where interaction and stuff like that helps. Because if you have a bunch of interaction, you're able to... You're able to keep entertainment and some kind of value other than what's being fully displayed on screen. But I digress. Because I don't find myself that entertaining, but yet still, people talk to me and I guess I make them laugh, which is good. Because that's kind of, whoops, that's kind of all I want, is to make people laugh, so. And if me being an idiot, whether in chat or on voice, does that, then I've succeeded in doing my job. I just hope that, like, that sound isn't too loud. Let's see here. Oh, no, I don't. I may have the air of not being an idiot, but I'm absolutely an idiot. I don't mean that like in a negative way. Like kind of like one of those like goofy idiots. But that's just kind of how I've always been. My first response, like 99% of things, is humor anyway, so. I'm gonna cry if I get a shiny and reset over it. I wish I could skip these. The next time I do this, I really should look up how to skip those, if I can even skip them. Because I feel like this is the only game that actually does it like that. Like, I know Platinum has the, or Gen 4 has the notebook that, like, actively tells you what it is that you did. Well, this one's kind of like just like a little short cutscene. I know that helps with, like, remembering, like, where it is you're going, what you've done. But at the same time, it's like, come on. If I turned the game off yesterday, I don't want to, I don't want to recap on what it is I did. It's only really helpful if you do, like, if you play it really sporadically, like, once a week. But c'est la vie. Yeah, I could tell that my microphone's picking up the little bits of me hitting the controller. Maybe I should turn the noise gate back on. So hopefully it doesn't trigger unless I'm talking. It doesn't seem to be appearing anymore, which is good. However, now I need to mute my microphone. Yeah, this is hard for a different reason. Because the challenge truly is about patience, more than anything else. And patient really isn't what I am. But this will teach me it. Oh, it most certainly will teach me it. So the nice thing about the counter is that it was linked to me by another Pokemon Shiny Hunter, Chimeri, and he pretty much helped me get the counter reset. It's very simple, but he still linked me towards it, and it does work really well. Even if I made it goofy and added the sound of the start of Rayquaza's theme, which is what that noise is. And I know that the reset counter kind of looks strange down there, with like resets being all red and then the number kind of looking like a watermelon. But I actually kind of did that for a very specific reason. The resets being red is just because I'm playing in Fire Red, and the reason why the numbers are red and green is because the generation that I'm playing in is for Fire Red and Leaf Green. And I'm going to try and keep that for all the colors later on. Obviously, I can't do that with, what was it, X and Y? Because those aren't colors. Same with Sword and Shield. I mean, maybe if I switch it to Wingding or something weird, I can get, like, actual swords. Or maybe there's, like, a sword font that looks like Sword and Shields. But the reason why, like, the current goal, and like that is because I want that kind of just be, like, generalized. Because eventually, whenever I'm not doing a mandatory hunt like this one, it'll get switched to just being, like, story. So while I'm doing story, it won't really be a color. Yeah, it's little goofy things like that like I'm putting thought into. Which is also why Charmander is getting constantly added to the screen later on. I will say the noise of the counter, like, incrementing is quite loud in my ear, so hopefully it's not, like, super loud for you guys. If it is, oh well, I'll have to fix it later. But most of the things I've noticed whenever it comes to, like, the audio editing that I've been doing for all of this is that, like, most of the stuff is quiet. It's really, really quiet. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Because whenever I'm, like, looking at the bars for audio, the counter sound is, like, just under yellow, while the game audio is staying, like, midway green. And then I'm in the yellow whenever it comes to talking. But yeah, like, whenever I record, so that way I can play it back to check to see how the sound audio is, or sound balancing is, everything, including me, seems really quiet. Comparatively to when I'm actively, like, playing this. Because the games are quite a decent volume, but in the recording it's always really quiet. So I have no idea what that's about. And then, what was it, yesterday? Someone pointed out about the fact that, like, when I had the music playing, it was drowning me out. But in the audio mixer, it was also about midway green. Maybe 3/4 green. And so I don't understand how that works. However, I'm probably going to turn this up just a little bit. Because one of the things that I was also talking about was the fact that, like, there are two different types of bars in the audio mixer. And one of them is the fact that, like, the green bar isn't fully indicative of what the audio actively is. And, like, the black bar is what actually is. But if that's the case, then why is it sometimes, like, even whenever the black bars are equal, it will still be different? And quite noticeably different as well. I need to see where the black bar for the counter sound is. Yeah, it doesn't get that loud. It gets about just as loud as the game does. However, sadly, I couldn't figure out a way to get the sound to play when I reset. I had to do it manually still. Oh, man. I don't like how long some of these take. Actually, Opie, if you type in !odds, it will tell you what the odds are for this entire game. I know I could just tell you, but I want to make sure the command works. Hey, it works! So yeah. Oh, I didn't even check. So yeah, those are the odds for pretty much the entirety of Fire Red and Leaf Green. Whenever I'm doing, like, certain hunts, like if you use !hunt, you'll see that it'll tell you that, you know, I'm hunting Charmander, and it'll also still tell you the odds. The reason why I have two different commands for virtually the same thing in Fire Red and Leaf Green is because later on, like, let's say in which game should I use? Let's say Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Let's say I want to use a Masuda hunt. Odds will tell, it will just tell the overall odds for pretty much the hunts that I'm going to be doing. But hunt will tell you for the specific thing that I'm doing. So if I happen to be hunting a legendary in the Ultra Wormholes, odds won't include that, but the hunt will. There's a bunch of other commands that I haven't like enabled, but I have them ready. And I have some other things as well that if you want to try, it really wouldn't be that bad. Like I think the raffle thing is active right now. Okay, yeah. So there's that. So pretty much the whole raffle system is just kind of like a since I don't have channel points yet, it's kind of like it's doing double duty right now. So if you type in exclamation join, you'll pretty much enter the raffle. If there were more than one person, multiple people would have a chance of winning. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with them yet. I'm kind of just have them here for the sake of having them. But yeah. I can also cancel it at really any time. Yeah, it helps with viewer engagement. So now you can do stuff like actually I don't even think I have Gamble on yet. I might have to enable that, but like some of the stuff you can do is like duel with them, but there's nobody here to duel with except for me, and I don't think you can duel. I don't think you can duel the red orbs with me. So right now they're kind of just there to just kind of be like a cute little thing to just have engagement with. Well, I mean, you can duel with me, but I don't think you can do it for points. Unless I have points, but I think I have an exclusion on myself. I can actually disable the exclusion, so I could technically be a part of it. But it makes it so I'm not on the leaderboard. Yeah. So... Yeah, so after I type in your name, you can also do, like, a custom amount. And so if you accept, it's a 50-50. If you deny, then it just turns it off, so to speak. I need to add other stuff in here as well. Nah. Also, because I don't have custom emotes, I can't really change those. It does that for me as well. It's just how the command itself is set up. In order for me to actually change the dual command, I believe I have to actually make it a custom command. So your name would still appear lowercase, but yeah. Because for all intents and purposes, your name is capitalized. Yeah, this right here, this whole shenanigans that you're seeing right now is pretty much my game plan until 3, so 2.5 hours. At least until I get the shiny. If I can get the shiny before 3, then I'll actually be able to continue. It's like sort of playing the lottery, like a very small stakes lottery. I guess playing the lottery is also small stakes. You just get a big reward. But it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with odds. Or luck, which I have very little of. You ever seen me play Star Rail? Those are never my favorite. But eventually, the stars have to align, right? So that way I can get away from this reset hell. Yeah, I intend to have in the description of, or in the stream title, I should say. My intention is to always have like the day included in there, so that way people know how long I've been doing this. But mind you, this isn't going to be like an every single day or every single stream kind of thing. Eventually, I'm going to play other stuff. But right now, it's just this. So every time I do stream for now, it'll just probably have that added to it. There's like a frame within like those that if you hit it, it like skips it. I'm trying to do like frame perfect speedrunning tricks in order to get the skips on the cutscene. Yeah, can you believe there are people that like do this all the time? Like they are dedicated to this. Because what is it? Yesterday, whenever I rated Poké Network, he showed us a clip of a Pokemon he got after 20,000 resets. 20,000, and that was in a game that had better odds than this one. In that game, the odds were only, in that game, the odds were 1 in 4,096. I don't know if he had the Shiny Charm or if they affect those chances in that game. But still, the odds of him finding that Pokemon after 20,000 like soft resets is insane. And that's the luck of the draw. It's just how the shiny odds work. It's not like gacha games where after a certain amount of attempts, it guarantees it. Every time you go for the Pokemon, either you get it or you don't. It rolls the dice every time. In this case, it's an 8,000-sided die. I hope me taking forever to get this Charmander is not recompense for getting the Rayquaza so early. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, pull out the D&D. A game I've never played, but I really always wanted to. Trying to crit on that D8192. what a critical fail would be for a die that big. Like obviously the one, but like, what would that look like in this game? Does this game just shut itself off? Does it turn to missing now? But there's also a reason why people do these kinds of things offline. Like they'll, because of how long it can take, they'll do every single one of these hunts offline that like are very tedious and very long and stuff like that. But I kind of made it a, a thing where it's like, it does not count unless I catch it on stream, which is why the Rayquaza that I got in like, what was it, 221 runaways? That's why that Rayquaza will not count. I have to actually catch it on stream. So I have to technically get a second shiny Rayquaza. Deletes itself off the system? Oh no. So what kind of like self-nuking like coding does Pokemon have embedded in it? Dude, that happened like on my Pokemon Platinum game, like my actual Pokemon like Platinum cartridge. I think I'd die. I have so much like time and love and effort in that game. Which is probably why whenever I get to Gen 4, I want to have so much fun in Platinum, because I never did Shiny Hunts in Platinum. So that'll be a completely new thing for me to experience in the game that I like. And like Pokemon Platinum got a lot of people into Pokemon. And I mean a lot. It's probably one of the most played Pokemon games. Next to maybe, like, retrospectively, probably next to Red. And I see why. It's a fantastic game. Personally, I started with Pokemon Yellow. I didn't play Gold or Silver, but I did play Crystal. And I believe I played Emerald when I was younger. It's kind of like I pretty much always played the third edition of the generational game. Because I started with Yellow, played Crystal, played Emerald, played Platinum, and then I haven't played Pokemon again. Like, I don't know anything about Black and White at all. So all those will be very, very new games to me. If and when I get to them. Assuming I ever make it past Charmander. Oh boy. I guess I should start looking for that next dancing or moving Charmander. I do enjoy the fact that I have a Pokemon Snap Charmander on the screen. Pokemon Snap is such a lovely game. And it's probably one of the best Pokemon spin-off games. And I haven't played the remake on the Switch, but from what I've heard, it's not as good as the original. Which is kind of funny, because the original is a really short game. It also only features the first 151 Pokemon, I believe. Because it culminates in catching Mew. Or not catching, taking a picture of Mew. Yeah, we never seen Mewtwo. So technically it's only the first 150, even though Mew is 151. Yeah, let's see here. I believe, so the first one, the one that's beside the actual word Charmander, is from the show. The middle one is like a fan thing. Third is from Pokemon Snap, and I believe the one that's underneath UChat, I believe that is like, what am I doing? I believe that's the actual like animation just on a black screen from Pokemon Stadium, I think. Because it looks very Pokemon Stadium like graphics. It might even be Pokemon Stadium too. Oh boy. Almost 39% of the way to 1,000. It sucks that I can't do stuff like polls yet. Because I would love to have polls to be like, am I going to get the shiny stream? But because I don't have channel points, I can't do polls. Because you mainly do the polls because you're like, you're kind of like betting. Get your channel points. However, I will say early on, especially in these games, betting no most of the time can actually win you pretty big. But only if other people, like, say yes. The odds of getting a low reset count for a Pokemon is crazy. Was it yesterday? I had my laptop up because it has my spreadsheet that I made for this whole endeavor. And like, I don't even have it open today because while I want the shiny to appear, I just don't think it's gonna happen. Which sucks. It's not a mentality to have, especially being this being the second day. But I mean, there's no way I want to get a second shiny in the same stream with how low the odds are. So if I do get the shiny Charmander, I can always just open my laptop and add it. Let me see. Hold on, quick. All right. All right. So now in the event that I get the shiny, I can clip it. That's also why I had the laptop on as well. I had my that way I could activate it. Make sure everything was still all Gucci. I will say, I'm glad I have very little latency. It helps. At this point, Gary should just be standing beside me because he knows I'm going to take Charmander. On my first card. The only thing that kind of like is real bad about this is the fact that like you got to think this is for soft resets. Later on, I have to do this with eggs. I have to get 2 more shiny Charmanders. I have to get 2 more shiny Bulbasaurs and 2 more shiny Portals. And I gotta do those via eggs. I mean, I guess I could soft reset for them too, but we already see how well that's going. Maybe eggs just... Maybe eggs. Maybe eggs will be kind to me. I've always been known as a father figure to some. Or at least like more like a caring father figure. Not like actually like I'm your dad. I I should add like a 8,000 sided die and see when it rolls every single time before I pick the Pokemon. Because I believe it rolls the moment you pick it up. Close to that magical 400. I can only imagine how difficult some Pokemon are going to be better on. Like some of the Pokemon I have to fish for. However, thankfully, I know that there's going to be some easier Pokemon in this. And by easier, I mean like how to get them. It's still going to be a soft reset. But some of the game corner Pokemon, if I build up enough money, maybe I can get multiple of them in like one reset. I don't actually know, or maybe it's only a one-time buy. Either way, it'll still be a soft reset for them, so I won't have to like actively put them in the world. Especially Abra. Abra with its teleport would be terrible for shiny hunting, like in the wild. One more, then we get another funny Charmander. Oh, but you still here by chance? It's number 400. Oh, that hurts. Oh, but if you're still here, I was just curious, where do you think I should put the next Charmander? While I try to go grab one quick. Actually, hold on. It might behoove me to actually switch all these. Because right now I have them all as media sources. Which is not good, because it adds a bunch of, audio things to my mixer. I think it was this one? No, that can't be right. This one? Well, it's here now, so. So we're taking a moment out of everyone's day to do this. I'll try to grab this real quick. Let's see here. Oops. Trying to play a game and remove things at the same time is hard. Thankfully, most of the time it's just me spamming the letter or spamming the A button. But thankfully it's not like too much like figuring out like what to do. Oh, is this one shiny? Okay. Was it this one? No, that's the Mr. Krabs one. Trying to keep, like, still doing it while doing all the other ones. Which one am I missing? No. I swore it was this one, but it was just not. This one? No. What? Hold on a sec. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, 4, 5. There we go. Now we got all the Charmander. And they're no longer adding audio sources, thankfully. What is this one? Huh? Okay, this one just... Alright, that just kind of exists for no reason. Alright, yeah. There we go. Alright, cool. I finally got it all situated while also trying to do resets. Now all the Charmanders are back into their normal cells, except now they're no longer media sources, they're just images. Ah. Move my wrist guard. That way I don't have to have the keyboard out the whole way the entire time. Yo, sassy Charmander. This is really exciting. Going for the first Pokemon. And I don't mean that like sarcastic or that. I do mean it actually is exciting. It very much is. While the process of getting it may be a little boring, it is still exciting. Because it could just show up out of nowhere. And then what? I opened the bag twice. Alright. Really curious about what's in the bag. And Shiny Hunters have it so much easier today. There's no way they'd go, you know, full streams without ever seeing a Shiny in this economy. Like, Scarlet and Violet would never, right? Just a reminder, if you happen to be here and lurking, I appreciate you being here. No matter if you're talking or not, just being here is good enough for me. All about chill vibes and hanging out. Hi, Kai. Yeah. Yeah, chill vibes. Yeah, 411. Chill vibes and hanging out. Pretty much, you know, wanting to make sure that people are having a good time, no matter the method in which they're here. Well, I'm glad to see that. This something has to bring me happiness in these despairing 413 soft resets. It's actually kind of funny. I forget a lot of the time that the OBS chat doesn't have like 7TV. I guess it just never added on the add-on for it, if OBS even has one. So, like, I have to actually like look at the recorded screen to make sure. Like, if you do like I think it's Peepo Gun. Like, people are just spamming that in, like, chat. I have to actually look at the stream. Then again, I'm aware of all the, emotes for 7TV I added. Maybe I'll add that in, at some point or another, when I'm not on stream. Really invested in that bag. Just itching to use the potion, you know? Gotta really get that 50 HP back. No, potions are 20. I really want to get that 20 HP back. Hey, Willie. I'm good, how are you? Oh, by the way, as you can see, past 400, so now we have another Charmander, and the reset counter because of Kai. Sadly, though, neither of those added benefits... neither of those added benefits have the benefit of giving me a shiny. Also, the noise for the counter going up isn't too loud, right? Because every time I check audios on things, it's always really quiet when I hear it back. Yeah, he wants to adult. Oh, man. You don't notice I was crying last night, like, as I was going to sleep, because I didn't get this shiny Charmander. It was such a sad experience. It's either going to be the Charmander or the Charizard. It's going to be one of those cries, though. But I'll hear my sleep. Yeah, who wants to adult? Adulting is so boring. I mean, look at this. This is exciting, what you're seeing on screen right now. A flashbang and then picking up a Pokemon to see if it's shiny. Exciting. This is what people go to Vegas for. This is the shows they put on in Vegas now. The street performers are just, you know, looking at a Game Boy Advance of people overlooking to see if they get a shiny. Wait, what? Honestly, Willie, I'm lost in what you mean. Guys, we're getting closer to the funny number. Oh. Yeah, it really just gets your adrenaline pumping. Because at any moment, boom, shiny. I'm really hoping that, like, the odds just, like, go in my favor, like, one time while going for this Charmander, where the shiny will be a female. Oh, you sassy little minx. Actually, you're a lizard, but you know what I mean. David Blaine would never attempt such a magic trick as getting a shiny. Too depth divine. Didn't even check. Oh boy. I'm trying to space out these Charmanders so they don't start covering the screen, but they're going to start covering the screen here soon. Now they're going to go to the top of the path. So on the bottom right, is it Neanmander, or is it like Nean Charmander, or is it Charneander? I'm curious as to where people like do some like funny animations though. But yeah, Willie, whenever you do have to go, I would like for you to have a good adulting. Make sure you adult with the best of them. But don't forget to like leave a little room for kidding as well. You're never complete unless you leave the house with kid. That sounds weird. You know what I mean? Your inner kid. Do not take that out of context. I think the chunkiness of the sound of selecting A on the screen is starting to come back. I'm hearing a slight bit of it. I'm wondering if you could get a bunch of pictures of Charmander, and after a certain number of resets, it starts to flood the screen. Well, I mean, after every 100, I'm adding a single one. So, I mean, depending on how long this hunt goes, it's going to start flooding the screen. Because you gotta think, if we get to odds, you gotta think there's gonna be 81 Charmanders on the screen. You just have to make a carrot cake and prep your lunch for the week. Oh, dude, carrot cake sounds so good right now. I haven't had a carrot cake in like at least 10 years. Don't forget to add the picture of a carrot on the top of it. What are you thinking of prepping for lunch for your week? Like, do you do the whole same thing throughout the week, or do you like meal prep the entire like thing as the same like meal? Inevitably, the whole screen it will indeed be Charmander. All right, so I got to manually restart this, so otherwise it's going to keep being crunchy the entire time. Yeah, at a certain point, the whole screen will just be Charmanders, and I'm just gonna have like just like where the summary Charmander screen, like the summary screen Charmander is, just have him uncovered so you can see if he's shiny or not. Make a Mediterranean pasta salad. Jeez. I just ate and you're making me hungry again. Food is always such a fun thing to talk about. There's a lot of foods like out there that are really just good. They really are. And that's something that most people can relate to is food. Granted, I know some people have some troubles with it because of either texture or they just don't like the flavor. Oh! Yeah, it took an hour almost on the dot to do 100 resets. Also, just as a reminder for people, the stream today will be a little bit shorter than yesterday, because yesterday's was 4 hours. This this stream will be 3 hours instead. I didn't even check. Too busy being distracted by Kai wanting a Mediterranean pasta. Wait. If you're getting some, I want some too. It's only fair. I just want this adventure to start. I know people will be like, why don't you just get the shiny later? Because getting the shiny later is going to be just as painful, and I'm already 400 deep. No point in giving up now. Somebody can get the Pokemon that they've been hunting after almost 2 years for 20,000, like, over 20,000, like, resets for it. I think I'll be fine going for a Charmander. If I can get, like, roughly 100 resets an hour, like, in 10 streams, I'll be at what? 3,000, right? The other thing that kind of sucks with this is also that, like, I can't really hunt anything else. Because if I go over to Leaf Green, I'm going to be doing the same thing but for Bulbasaur. And I also know that, like, I'm making this harder on myself by only doing one version of the game, like one copy of the game. But, like, if I can't get it on my main profile, what's the point? I don't want to trade it over where the OT is going to be different. Granted, I'll probably have to do that anyway for certain Pokemon, but still. For example, Manaphy. Manaphy will definitely have to be a traded legendary, so the OT on that will definitely be different. I'll probably have to go through like 40 different accounts for that. I didn't think I reset it for a moment. Eventually. Eventually, it'll happen. You've been tempted lately to start a Shiny Living Dex, but I don't want to torture myself like you're doing it. Well, the difference is if you do a Living Shiny Dex, you can at least do most of it in Scarlet and Violet. You don't have to go through the mess of this. And if it wasn't for my rule of making it their earliest convenience, or sorry, I keep saying earliest convenience, the earliest availability, really. Like, I would absolutely be doing this in the newer games. But because I wanted to make it actually, like, make a challenge out of it. Because, like, I know Living Shiny Dex is already a pretty, like, tough thing to do. But doing it in the newer games makes it easier. And, I'm an idiot, so I decided to make it harder. I mean, if you wanted to, one of the ways you could make it a little bit harder for yourself is to do the legendaries in the older games. You only have Platinum and Black. I mean, that gives you a good chunk of the legendaries. Yeah, I think Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres are all in Platinum. Obviously, you have all the Gen 4 ones. Oh, I was about to say Latios and Latias, but no, they're not. The legendary dogs, I believe, are. Then again, I might be thinking of the GameStop shiny ones. But, I mean, like, yeah, there's a pretty good chunk of legendaries in those. But like I said, one of the things you could do is just to, like, in the older games, if you decide to get them and do Living Shiny Dex, you could just do the legendaries from the older games. That way you don't have to go through the whole process of getting every single Pokemon like I'm doing in, like, the earliest gens. But hey man, I'd say go for it. If you like shiny hunting, why not go for it? I mean, you could start with just doing like a normal shiny dex, and then as you start filling it out more, you can then go back and get the other ones like the Charmander and Charmeleon you need, because you already have the Charizard. If you've already been shiny hunting, you prove that you have the will to do it. Shiny hunt, I mean. And all Living Shiny Dex is just pretty much expanding upon what is your shiny hunting. Because it pretty much implies that that you just need to get multiple of the same. You just need to get copies of the same shinies you already have. I gotta say, building my computer before I started doing all this is great. Because if I would be streaming this on my laptop like I used to do, which is where this frame around the game was from when I was streaming on my laptop, I'd be dropping frames all the time. Like, even though the game isn't that intensive, I just don't think the computer's CPU is good enough to handle streaming. Like, consistently streaming. Because the past few times that I've streamed on here, the drop frames is still 0, which is great. There was one time when I was streaming before on my laptop, and I went back to like look at the recording. Oh man, it was garbage. It was like, I think it was in the middle of like one of my playthroughs of games that I have on YouTube. So like one of the parts is just, I think, missing. It's like 1, 2, 4, 5. But hopefully with how I'm handling this game and the archival process of all the different days of streaming, it shouldn't do that again. Because not only am I streaming this, I'm also recording it as well. So that way any of the music that I may play, say at the beginning or in the middle or something like that, it won't be picked up in the recording. Which is why if you were here earlier, you could hear that music and Pokemon were playing at the same time for a brief time. But I couldn't hear the music, so it kind of like defeated the purpose of also playing the music anyway. Because for some reason, every time I open up OBS, I have to change my default monitoring. And then I have to restart OBS. But by the time that I realized that I couldn't hear the music, I had already started streaming. And I wasn't going to have like a 30-second stream, just to restart in a minute later. However, thankfully, I had the bot working this time from the beginning. So, no, but also sort of yes, and I'll explain why. So one of the things I have is, I'll be doing like an incentivizing thing to where all of you will get to pick which form of, say, Vivillon I'll have to go after. However, also within the channel points, when and if I ever get those, I'm actually going to add another thing where you guys can tell me to re-hunt a Pokemon. And so, by that, you could, in theory, get me to hunt every single version of both of those Pokemon. Except I think one of Vivillion's is an event Pokemon, so I don't think I'd be able to get that one. But Alcremie, yeah. And what is it? She has like, what, 46 different forms or something like that? I didn't add those into my, my spreadsheet, and I actually made a note of that in there, where, like, you can add your own thing for, like, all the different forms, but I even put it in parentheses and said I'm not going to add all 46 different, like, Alcremes or whatever it is. So, like, yes, but no. Because if I had to hunt all of them, it would take even longer, but you guys could actually make me hunt all of them if you had the channel points for it. Because I think I get channel points if I ever hit affiliate, and then from there, you gotta think, how long is it going to take me to get to those 2 games? People will probably be swimming in channel points. But also, if I do like the, was it the, I don't think they're polls, but like the gamble polls, or whatever it is. Like, if people do those, and like you vote no, and like a bunch of other people vote yes, then obviously you can make a good amount of channel points from that as well. And you can just easily hoard them. But yeah, I have a bunch of channel point ideas that would make this either like harder on me to a degree, or something close to it. Because I think another one of them is to hunt a Pokemon in OG Gen 1. I will say though, the re-hunt Pokemon option in the channel points, whenever that eventually comes around, that doesn't invalidate like the Pokemon that I've caught before. So like the Alcream, if I get the actually let me use Shellos, because Shellos only has 2. So if you get me to catch the EC variant of Shellos, and then later on you make me hunt the less C version of Shellos, both of them are valid at that point. It doesn't invalidate the one I caught. I'll just have to add it into the list. Yeah. I guess in the sense of speaking, it's going to be up to you guys if you want me to do a living Shiny Dex like what I'm doing, or if you're going to make me do a living Shiny Dex. Because if that's the case, you're going to have to make me catch 4 Deoxys and like 6 Rotons. This is an example. Because that would mean I need a normal attack, speed, and defense Deoxys, and like 1 base Rotom along with 5 forms. Like, it's just, it'd be crazy to do. But you guys could force it upon me. However, I will say the way that I was going to do it is by having it kind of like in a queue system. So like if you say, go hunt the letter U of unknown, I'll add it to the queue. So pretty much it'll happen after the current hunt that I'm on, or whatever queue number it is. Without me going in depth super much was like gave you the answer you wanted. Yeah, I won't be going for all of them unless you guys kind of make me. I'll just be going for one of them. But you'll have a choice on which one is the first one I go for. Like if you want me to go for like the Night Starfruit, like counterclockwise spinning Alcremie, or whatever. The kind of like only time I think I won't be adhering to that is for Unknown. Like specifically in, was it Gen 2? I think Gen 2 is when Unknown starts. Because in Gen 2 only the letters I and B can be caught in Gen 2. So that's like really the only time I'll kind of be going like against letting you guys choose what to get. Because obviously it'd be impossible to get the letter A. Yeah, I did a lot of research on this stuff just to make the spreadsheet that I'm using for all of this. I actually need to get that spreadsheet moved over to my desktop. I just kind of think of, do I even have Excel? I don't think I do. I do not have Excel on my desktop. What Shiny Hunt are you not looking forward to doing? So Feebas is one of them, because I have to hunt him in Gen 3. Another one would be Jirachi, just because of the 20-minute reset time. The 20-minute reset time for Jirachi is going to be... it's going to hurt. But I mean, most of their Pokemon really aren't that bad. I mean, some of the roaming Pokemon in Gen 2 are going to be kind of annoying. Because they have to be shiny upon release. And in Gen 2, you can't refight you can't beat the Elite Four to get them to respawn if you make them faint. At least I'm pretty sure it was on release. It's either release or on encounter, but I'm pretty sure it's on release for Gen 2. Because in Gen 4, or whatever the next generation is that you encounter legendary dogs, I know those ones are on encounter. Nothing really past Gen 5 am I worried about, because Gen 5 has the Shiny Charm and all the hunting methods. But I mean, like, some of the legendaries are always going to be kind of annoying to get, but I'm not really worried about any of them. Did I mention Manaphy? Manaphy will be kind of annoying just because I have to keep restarting accounts. But by proxy, Fiona, I don't have to worry about at all. Well, I mean, I guess getting eggs I have to worry about Fiona, but, like, the actual, like, hunt for Fiona probably won't be that bad. Since I believe those eggs are also, shiny based on pickup. If the hunt that I'm doing right now with Charmander is any indication, all of the starters before Gen 6 are going to be annoying. Because they're all going to be soft resets. But I mean, really the only games I'm really worried about Pokemon in are Gen 1 and 3, and ditto in Gen 2. Oh, actually, I mean, no, I can't trade from Fire Red and Leaf Green to Crystal. So maybe I could transfer it over, completely forgetting I can't do that. Listen, I said the funny number was coming up earlier when I was mentioning 420. I'll tell you one thing though, if at any hunt I get to, was it 420.69, I need to move on from the hunt. Because being that deep into a hunt and still having no shiny, I think I'm gonna die. Dude, I'm glad I don't have to do jumbos in this. Like, I'm glad about that. I don't even think I'll do most jumbo or teeny checks, to be honest. Yeah, Willie, how's your jumbo check going? It can't be as painful as this. Also, Kai, you can't really be talking. You're still getting really good luck. Brutal this weekend so far. I've gotten 7 scams. Jeez. Okay. Nice. Seven scammies. Is this weekend just a bad time to shiny hunt? Is that what I'm saying? Is that what I'm getting from all this? I get told about a 20,000 reset shiny. You got 7 scamwiches. Kai has not gotten the shiny god. Obviously, I'm stuck in perpetuity here. I've waited till next week. I mean, still though. Pretty significant. I mean, what? That's assuming what? 8 or 9 sandwiches, and 7 of them were scams. Like, that's not good, bro. Still pretty bad. Makes me not want to try it again, but I'm not a quitter. Good. Good. Yeah. Listen, I'm suffering for all of us. Let my suffering be a beacon of hope for all of the other shiny hunts. Because you gotta think, your odds will never be as bad as mine. Think of it that way. Yeah, sure, it may take you a while to get the shiny, but your odds are never as bad as mine. Dude, if I get 32,000 as this, like, if I go quad odds on this Charmander, can you imagine if anyone ever saw that? Like, if, like, that would actually have to be the longest time, right? Like, ever. 32,000 for a starter. Like, the spreadsheet would be kind of funny because you just see Charmander. Start day, day 1, end day, day 483. Like, yeah. Quad odds to start would be brutal. And mind you, that'd be for 1 Pokemon in this game. This game. Oh my god, I think people would just be coming to just to see, like, there's no way, right? There's no way. And then they'd see that the number actually is going up as I'm doing this. You saw Jacob restart over a shiny, or me? Because if you say that I started over a shiny, I think I might cry. It's one thing to... Okay, good. It's one thing to restart, or not restart. It's one thing to, like, miss a shiny in the newer games. It's one thing to miss it in this. Is he the one that has, like, the really long reset over with Turtwig? That's who that is, right? Oh no, I'll tell you one thing though. If there's anything I'm going to do over most people, I'm going to sit on this screen right here and make sure that I don't see a shiny mark or that he has any different colors. Rooney actually found Jacob one day for me to raid. Oh, okay. You know, actually, funny enough, yesterday I decided to take a peek at the like whenever I was trying to like get the bot to work, I took a peek at the chatters list, And I was a little surprised to actually see that Rooney's name was in there, so I think that was really sweet of her to like pop by, even if it was only for a few minutes. So I know the name stays there even when people aren't here. So I thought that was really sweet of her to at least stop by, even if it was only for a few minutes. I will say though, when I get to Gen 5, oh man, I'm going for that Shiny Charm. I can tell I'm going to be tired of full odds before I'm even 10 Pokemon deep in this game. No worries. I appreciate the lurking, Willy. Have fun making your food. And be careful, you might have a Chimera shark, like, roaming the, like, floors if you drop any food. This has been pretty bad. And I know that the odds are still, you know, 1 in 8,000. So it's like, I'm not even close to that. I get that. Like, man, it still hurts not getting a shiny as the, like, at the start of this whole thing. Because as I said, it's pretty much one of those things where it's like, it's very tedious and kind of boring just to see the same thing over and over and over again, especially at the beginning of a game. It's like, I can't do a single other shiny hunt. This is what it is until I get it. Because later on, like whenever I'm going for Pidgey, I can like switch it to like Caterpie, and like if I get tired of waiting. But also, I could be hunting for the Pidgey and find a random rat in it. Like, it's just... There is a bit of excitement about being able to hunt in the patches of grass. But also, I mean, there's still excitement about this. Because at any moment, boom, shiny. I'm just... I feel like the energy is like, you know, like... Not bubbling, but like, I feel like I'm about to jump. Like, there's gonna be a shiny, I'm gonna jump and hit my leg on the bottom of my nose. Forewarning for myself and everyone else, I'll probably hurt myself whenever the shiny does show up because I won't think about my surroundings. But it's okay. You know, actually, there was kind of a funny moment when I was going to Stream Elements to activate the bot again. And I noticed that, like, there was a section that's like, oh yeah, you have companies that, like, that want you to, like, do, like, a sponsorship. And it's just like, that's cool and dandy and all. And as much as sponsorships are cool, I did one stream, didn't do virtually anything in it. And now you're telling me you're gonna pay me X amount of money to promote a game? Like, no, I'm good. I appreciate it, but I'm good. Even if they are automated. Let's say, at least make the sponsorship for a game I actively play. Instead of like, was it Puzzles and Survival or something like that? Because of the Resident Evil stuff in it. Like, that's cool and dandy, but nah, I'm good. I don't even play it. But the last game I played that was kind of like in the same formula. I know it's a match 3 game, but like a game that I played that kind of like reminds me of it, that the servers for it have been closed for a while, but it was such a fun game, was Quiz RPG. They probably have private servers for it now, but Quiz RPG was such a fun mobile game. It was pretty much like, you know, trivia game, the RPG. It was such a fun little game. It was hard too. Like some of the questions. Oh man, I will never been able to guess them. Because they also had like levels tied to them as well. And if I remember correctly, I think there was like one raid in the game or something that was similar to a raid. it was like 4 people against 1 enemy, and man, those questions were brutal. I never understood why the game closed, but at the same time, he's really playing a quiz RPG game. I did also kind of join it during the tail end of its lifespan, so I didn't get to see it in its like heyday when a bunch of people were playing it. But oh well. But also kind of like another game I've been playing recently has been the new Devil May Cry mobile game. And it's fun, but it's also very pay to win. And while that kind of makes it a bit sad to play sometimes, like progression-wise, I have been completely free to play on it, and I've been doing quite well. I've topped the leaderboard a few things. I'm still at the top of leaderboards for one of them. And like there's definitely a lot of competition in the level range in which I'm at now, which is nearing the max level. I think I'm like 76, I believe, and the max level is 80. And so it matches you based on your level range. And whenever you're like in that 70, 80 range, which is the last range, it definitely increases the competition's like amount, like the difficulty of the competition. Yeah, I know 500's incoming. Don't remind me. Try to talk about other things so that way I'm not reminded of this devastation of being halfway to 1,000 resets. Yeah, I mean, the Devil May Cry game is actually kind of fun. It used to apparently have better combat, which I didn't play the beta for it, so I didn't see the combat. But apparently it had, like practically console Devil May Cry gameplay. I think they had to turn it down. Which I think is a stupid plan. Like, if you want to have player retention, make a good game. Make a good game, but then add the money-making elements later. Because if you make a good game, people will come to play it. End of story. Make a good game, people will come to play it, and then you can add the monetization later. Your first things should first and foremost be player retention. And then from there, you can add like the packs and stuff like that like, oh yeah, here's a gun skin or whatever for like $2, like, or here's a level up pack that will put you at level 25 for like $10. Like it's a lot of companies are like are doing the really bad like system where they're like, oh yeah, for like $50 you get like 12 summons. It's just like, what? I think it's kind of what it boils down to, is a lot of games need to be free-to-play friendly. But a lot of them aren't. Or they put too much value in something. Like the premium currency. That it either makes it hard to earn, or makes it like impossible to get like units or weapons that you need to like progress. I mean, like, some games are kind of better about it, but some games are still pretty bad about it as well. Like what is it? A lot of the Hoyoverse like games, like Genshin and Star Rail, they have a nice like median. Like it's still pretty bad because like you still need a good bit of luck in order to get like the featured characters at the time. But once you get them, you're really excited about it. On the flip side, if you don't get it because you failed the 50-50, there's a high likelihood that you probably won't be able to get it until it reruns again. Which is where the kind of like, where it kind of sucks. Because like you need to give player retention for free-to-play players, which is where I think Star Rail does really well. And same with Genshin. But the fact that I had hopes for that one. But the fact that like it also kind of caters to like whales and people who will spend money on it, so that way they can get those characters like leveled up and stuff like that. It's good for a business standpoint. So they have player retention because the game is good, and they have monetization options for people who can't afford them. But you're not like SOL if you don't buy it. But those really only matter for like situations where there's PvP or like leaderboards that give rewards. That's really the only time it ever becomes a problem. Hi, Koki. If you come in here and say that this is the one, this is the Charmander, I think I need you here for every single shiny hunt that I do. I think I know what the problem here was. I think the problem is I didn't name him Koki. I think that's the problem. Yeah, I gotta name it Koki. It's like the secret cheat code for Fire Red. Where is it? Oh, it's also female. I actually did kind of have a lot of hope for that one. That one actually had my hopes up. Oh yeah. Yeah, there it is. Hi, K-Pad. I think there's a funny one for you, Koki. I think it's Cool Koki or it's Koki Cool. I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, whenever I was going through 7TV to like add EMS, I saw that one and immediately thought you would love it. By the way, guys, this is brutal. 2 away from 500. 1 away. Oh, weird. Pika Jam doesn't show up on the thing. Probably had to fix that. Probably had to fix that at some point. Yeah. I know it's not close to odds, but you also want me to go over odds by 4 times. Oh boy. Come on. Give it to me. I don't wanna have to go to odds. Alright. Alright, you know the deal. Time for another Charmander. I just gotta find one. What's this? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add this one just because I think it's cute. Where is it? There you go. Can I put this under resets? I can. There we go. Ah. Oh well. 500 deep. We'll get there eventually. You know? We'll eventually get to those quad odds that Kai wants. Can't believe you'd curse me by saying such a thing. Can't believe this. I hope you don't get the Arceus until after I get this Charmander. That's right, I want us both to suffer. As my clan slash guild tag says, burn with me. Thank you, K-Pad. At least someone here does, along with Koki. Oh boy. One of these days. I don't know why those don't work on the, Oh, whoops. Because all three of them are enabled for the chat. Maybe I just have to disable and re-add them. Because they show for you, right? Like when you guys can actively see them, right? Oh, and now it works. Once you talked, now it works. That's so odd that it only works like after the person talks. I think Kai just doesn't want to be blamed anymore for his curse that he placed upon me. Like high curse. I absolutely love the Charmander, like, lineage just dancing down below the tents. It's so painful. Nearly 2 days of nothing. I think it's like a refresh thing. It won't show up on the overlay until it refreshes, or there is another action to make it refresh, like a new chat line. I mean, that would make sense. It might just be that way for the animated emotes. Yeah, because this chat box is from Streamlabs. So it could just be the way that they have it set up. Because I used to have these messages, like, disappear after 10 seconds. But I thought it'd be better to have it, you know, as a constant thing, though. Do any of you know if there's a way to turn off the previously on anime sequence there? Or to like skip it more consistently? Because I feel like I have to do like a frame perfect skip in order to get past it. Yes, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. One of these days I'll be able to start this adventure. One of these days. One of these minutes. I would like some of you have like soup cooker or something like that you can just stir while you're laughing at me. At these terrible odds. Because like while this is also going on, I'm kind of like stuck to it because like I know most people will be like on the side they'll like watch a show or like have like a movie playing in the background like while they're just doing these resets. I can't do that here. No siree. Could you imagine if I just had like in like a little corner right here, like on the screen for you guys as well, like just like a little like a Discord movie night, but while Shiny hunting for Pokemon. However, I don't think that would hold over very well with copyright and DMCA. That's okay. Okay. Suffer together. Not only will I go insane from hearing pickup noise, you also will go insane from hearing pickup noise with me. Mutual insanity. I didn't even check. You're already insane? But are you like me, insane from Earth? Cookie, I feel like you're kind of like, you're like Osiris back when he was still in the Infinite Forest. You're kind of like, you split yourself, so you're like everywhere at once. Well, alright, well, thank you, was it Mariani? Marion? Oh no, this is a pretty dark day. I think this is the darkest day. Maria, okay. This is the darkest timeline where a Charmander doesn't want to shine. But thank you. You're also amazing as well for trying to uplift people's feelings. Remember, steal your partner's last name, scream their first. I'm not gonna read the rest of that, but I will say steal their hoodies. Yeah, my girlfriend steals my jackets all the time. Yeah, she can't take the one that I have to take to work with me though. I'm also pretty sure that, like, over half of my clothes are in the laundry because she wears them. Or all the time. If she wants to wear my clothes, she should just get, like looser clothes for herself. Keeps telling me it's not the same. I think we will proceed to talk about it in, like, a week whenever the same conversation comes up again. Give it up for 5. You know what? I'm pulling it up. Hold on, I'm adding it. Hold on. I said I wasn't going to add the image last time, but I'm adding the image again. Just going to add this here real quick. Oh, please be shiny. I want nothing more than for it to be shiny, Koki. You have no idea. Because this shiny sets the mood for the entire Shiny Dex. The entire Living Shiny Dex. This will also probably be my luck in Scarlet and Violet, even with all the odds working for me. Was a 1 in 100 chance of getting a shiny in the Dynamax Ventures? Nope, not for me. Boy. Remember, if you like seeing all these resets and me suffering, go ahead and hit that little heart. You'll also see like a little fun message appear on screen. I'll pretty much will be doing this every Saturday for the rest of my life. At noon Eastern. With the other days kind of just being kind of spur of the moment on if I'll do it or not. However, the schedule section here on Twitch where it shows like a timeline, I'm going to add stuff to that, and if you're ever curious if I'm going to be streaming that day, you'll see it's there. If I'm not, then you'll see it'll say canceled. And I was going to implement that after I end the stream today. However, the one for Saturdays is already there. Oh, it hurts. 521. And the Charmander lineage is still mocking me by doing their little dancey dance under the reset counter. I started off this whole like adventure yesterday as the Charmander that's kind of like chasing its tail down there in the center. And I'm slowly but surely turning into Mr. Krabs. Yeah, Koki. Fill the Lux Spirit Bomb and throw it at me. You have enough luck to go around, right? I got a little Charmander dancing there with the black screen. I think that was the second one I added. It might have been the third. Also, funny enough, so obviously you have all these like gifts and stuff like that of the Charmander that are kind of like at the bottom of the screen. However, if you look in the top left corner of the kind of like blue rectangular outline, there's also one up there. The only time you ever really notice it is when the screen fades to black. Kai, are you liking the sound effect? Subtle reminder of my sins that I committed towards you. You can tell I'm slowly losing it because I keep going to the nickname screen. Also, what's stopping Gary from, like, just, like, pushing us over and taking the Charmander? Gary's weak, he can't do that. I don't know, Pally keeps calling us a stinker. I don't think we're faring too much well in the strength department either. Constantly telling us that he's going to smell us later. Smell me right now. Do it now, coward. I also want to know why it is that, like, our rival always chooses, and I mean always chooses the type advantage Pokemon. Like, come on, give me like a 1% chance he chooses the type disadvantage. Let me have the type advantage for once. I actually am kind of curious now if there's like a Pokemon like easy mode out there where like all the Pokemon will like shift to always be like your type or be your type advantage. Like you go to Brock with only a fire Pokemon and somebody's only using grass types. Or it's like an Onix but it just has grass on it so it becomes a grass type. They should do that. Get on it, Game Freak. Or Poke Company. Actually, hold on a second. Let me move the tech counter up a little. Where is it? Keep forgetting where I put it half the time. I can't move it. Oh well. I guess I can move this down just a bit. My account being underlined by the Charmanders that are mocking me. What I also want to know is why do we hear Gary's pickup sound? Like, is the pickup sound that we hear, like, is that just like a world event? Like, you're just walking down the street and you hear some kid find a Pokeball that has like a nugget in it in the woods and you just hear the pickup noise? Kind of reminds me of the, there's like a YouTube video where it's like if, themes, like if we all had like themes in real life. Because like, you know how in like video games, like a character will have like a theme behind them? Like, it's taking that and applying it to real life. So you just have somebody walking around and there's a theme song just playing. Come on, this is the one, come on. I wish sometimes I could super bass that noise. It's just like a 1 in 5 chance it's just super bass. Super boost. Also, I would just like to add, like, if I had like a webcam or like a VTube model, I couldn't have those like Charmander shenanigans on screen. See, all the free real estate. It's being made up for. At this point, I am the Charmander. That's my VTube model, the Charmander. Huh? You talking about a VTube model or a Charmander VTube model? Oh wow. Well, joke's on you, I don't even have a way to record myself as a VTuber anyway. So it had to be like one of those ones that's like just free move, kind of like casual. Oh, so you found that relatively quick. How'd you find it that quick? Koki, are you secretly going to become... I was about to say, are you secretly about to become a VTube? Or a VTuber? Is that why you have VTuber models already up? I also didn't think that they would have... You bought a Pikachu model? Why don't you use it? Go ahead, Cookie, start streaming. Stream your, all your amazing shiny lucks that you have. Oh, it just occurred to me, that's why I'm not getting the shiny. The streamer curse. There's no luck. I forgot about that. Soon, maybe? I don't know, Cookie, I'm kind of excited about that. I gotta restart the game to solve it. Alright. Hey, you should totally do it. I mean, what's the harm that can come from it? People know you, it's fun. You get to show how, like, good you are at getting shiny Pokemon. What was it, the Sandy Gast and like what? It was like 12 or something like that? 12 resets or something like that? Troll eggs, yeah. Like... Yeah, give us a platform in which we can watch these ridiculous shiny chances that you have unfold like all the time. Because at least then you can also have video footage to taunt Kai with the entire time. When he goes over super odds on a Pokemon again. Like with Arceus, he's going to go over odds. Or sorry, he's not going to go over odds. He's going to wait. His Arceus is going to wait until I get this Charmander to go shiny. I might actually go the full 4 hours this time around. I'm feeling a bit more energetic than I was earlier. Earlier I was pretty tired. Oh jeez, Koki, 16 hours, man. Make my 12 hours look like chump change. Have a good night, Koki. I hope you sleep well. Definitely deserve the rest for having to work so long. Once again, thank you for stopping by. It means a lot. And for all the lurkers that are here as well, once again, just like earlier. It means a lot that you're here. Listening to me suffer. Because you know, every time you hear that noise, that dong noise, you know that I failed again. Wait, Koki streaming? I will scream so loud. Hey, he said soon maybe, who knows? Koki, the peak of VTuber. He's gonna peek at you. God. When I get this Charmander, my neighbors are gonna hear me. Inside their own homes, they're gonna hear me. It's gonna be so loud that it echoes outside my walls, through the lands, and into their houses. I didn't even take the peek at the Charmander. Come on, take this one then. Oh boy. 550 is coming up. It's not a good feeling. But it's okay. It's okay. Because it's gonna be this one. It's gonna be this one. I meant this one. It's gonna be this one. I had said it too late. I had already said it when everybody else picked up. Come on. I don't know why every time I see it as female, I get my hopes up. It's like, surely the 12.5% will coincide with the 1 in 8,000 odds, right? Surely. Ooh. At 550, I'm going to get a drink quickly. So get a few more resets before I do that. Come on, shine for me. Shine for me, you know you want to. You beautiful Charmander. You know you want to. Oh, Kai, so I did further research into the nickname screen shiny thing. And apparently it's not a thing. It's too early to shine. Willie, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that, please. Apparently it doesn't shine in this nickname screen. Maybe in the future games, but not in this one. Don't say it's too early to shine. It needs to shine right now. I need this Charmander to understand how badly I want it to shine. $5.49. Oh man. It's hard to suppress your inner troll. Hey, don't hold yourself back just for me. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. After I get loaded into this. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, who's ready to continue suffering? Certainly not me, right? This will be the Shiny. Number 550. It's funny how odds work. What controls the odds? Is it a random dice roll? Is it like a coin, but with a lot of sides? An RNG number manipulator that's just like if it happens to match the same code. Who knows? But one of these surely has to be it, right? The pain I feel in my heart for this Charmander not shining. That's it. I'm aiming it. Where is it? Are there numbers in this? There is. Fine for me. Is that the secret cheat code? Ah, come on. Let's name it something else. Let's try soccer. Right. These games like Japanese, right? Surely one of these names has to work. I know I'm kind of artificially like inflating how long it's going to take for each reset, but I gotta try something, right? A boy named Sakura. You ever think that the Charmander just knows that I want it, and so it's like intentionally being like, "No, I'm not shining at all." I know the coding for this game isn't broken like it is in Emerald. So surely... Stop resetting is working. I think shiny hunting emerald's gonna be a little bit harder as well for the starter. Because I know that it is, it's very random with how it's gonna be. I'm not looking forward to ones emerald. Just because I know that they're frames, and with how emerald's coded, they always start on frame 0, so that one's gonna be hard. I'm just hoping I get an early seed. So in theory, I had to, like, each time I, like, reset, I have to, like, wait longer and longer and longer. Granted, it can't be as bad as this, right? Granted, I know this is like two resets a minute, essentially. But like in Emerald, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be reset 30 seconds, then a minute, then like 12 seconds. Obviously, I'm jumping all over the place. I would need like a timer each time I reset to like guesstimate like where around it. New nickname this time. I wonder how many days it would actually take me to get to odds. It's like, I won't be doing this off stream. Every excruciating moment will be for your viewing pleasure. But that raises the question, how many would it take to get to odds? If I did roughly 300 or so a stream, and odds are around 8,000. That'd be at least 20 days. 30 days would be 9,000. So about what, 27 days or so? 27, 28 days? I'd have to stream this a month straight in order to get the odds. That's crazy. However, I think that's assuming the 4-hour streams. Which, I mean, that's what I'm going to be going to today. Because I changed my mind and feeling more energy to go to the 4th hour. But I'm sure there will be days where I can't make it to the 4. Or even the 3 for that matter, probably. Oh, could you imagine if, like, for, like, some kind of, like, event where I, like, had to do, like, a 12-hour stream, this was the entire 12 hours? I think I'd die if I had to do this for 12 hours straight. I would have to, like, improvise and add a whole bunch of other things in order to, like, make it more entertaining. Add marbles in the corner. Add an actual movie in the corner. Just something. This is painful. This hurts. But once again, I'm not even at 1,000. 56.5% of the way to 1,000. And each reset, we inch closer to that sweet, sweet 1000th mark. To be honest, I haven't even thought about what I was gonna add if I get to 1000. I'm still just thinking about the every 100 is a Charmander. Yeah, because getting to 1000 would be the third day we do it. Actually, would it be the third day? I mean, I probably had to extend it a little bit past 4 hours to get to it. Because at that point, I'll be really close to 1000, but I think I'd have to start a third day. I'd also not have to deal with the shenanigans of like you trying to like re-add the photos as input rather than source. I feel like I need to go into like some monologue, like Shakespearean monologue, like to be or not to be, like in order to impress the shiny to appear. I think the worst thing about this as well is the fact that like since I'm having to spam the A button constantly, it causes my thumb to cramp after a while. After 2 hours of 2.5 hours of spamming the A button, my thumb actually starts cramping. I thought I was a gamer. Turns out I was nothing but a loser. A loser doesn't have thumb dexterity, not dexterity, what's the word I'm looking for? Endurance. That's okay. It's okay. At the end of this whole adventure, I will have like a very muscly thumb. I'll have the Hercules of thumbs. What? Once again, I'm going back to the potion. Follow, is it 20? It is 20, okay. I'm glad when I corrected myself earlier, I was at least right about what I corrected to. I think it's, what, a super potion that goes to 50? Or is it, or did they change it to where in this game it's like 100? I think the hyper potion's either 200 or 250. Not that I really use many potions, but still. I just really want to see that potion, you know? I want to see it in action. Shine for me, Charmander, so I can use this potion and see it in action. Oh. Yeah, something I've actually been kind of thinking about lately whenever it comes to like how the shininess in 2 is calculated. Because it's based on the IVs. But like, if natures were a thing, which I don't think they are until Gen 3, but if they were a thing, would the shininess in IVs be before or after the calculation of the added benefit of nature? Or do IVs still actually affect the effectiveness of Shiny? I don't actually know. I didn't look that deep into it. I need like a victory noise. I'll do it. I need to get like one of the Final Fantasy like victory noises for when this thing finally shines. Because whenever this thing does shine, it's going to be wonderful. It's gonna shine. I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna forget. I want to see that it shines. I'm gonna cheer, and then I'm just gonna reset. It's gonna because I'm gonna be like, oh my god. So hard, guys. It's so hard. You do this, hon. Suffer with me. However, if you're content with just watching me suffer, that's also fine. Don't put yourself through this. How long are you planning on going for? Originally today, I was planning on going for 3 hours, but I'm probably gonna go for 4 hours today. So otherwise, I'd be like wrapping up here soon. What's he say, by the way? Pokemon looks a lot tougher than you. Yeah, so I'll be going for another hour or so. Yeah, because originally when I started, I was kind of tired, and I didn't know how long I'd be able to go for, so I just thought, you know, maybe I'll just do the shorter one of 3 hours. But as I've gotten into this, about the hour and a half, 2 hour mark, I started feeling more awake and better. So yeah. By the way, I didn't ask you, or maybe you don't even remember, where did your computer's stream end up at? Because like you started on me, I took you to Poké Network. Poké Network took you to someone else, and then I don't know where. At that point, you were practically just traveling around the world. Yeah, I didn't think you'd remember to honestly check it. I mean, why would you? You were probably getting back from work and you're like, I can't wait to go to bed. Hey, maybe it'll be a fun thing for you to check next time whenever you have to lurk and go. You can check when you get home and be like, yeah, it took like 4 different channels. I end up somehow in New Zealand. Alright, this time. 582. I was honestly hoping that this would be quick. I knew my Yibris was going to get to me. This jaw-dropping, adrenaline-filled, action-packed, multi-extravaganza. Multi-hour extravaganza. Filled with time traveling and rivalry. So good it'll give you earworms about a pickup noise. And a gong. You know, I think I know what I'm gonna do if I get to 1,000. I'm going to restart the save. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna restart the save. There's no way that I'm gonna get to 1,000, and this is a good seed for my trainer ID. Like, surely, right? It's such a stark, like, difference of sound from, like, me being quiet to the game having no audio to just hearing a gong play. Because it's always so sudden, just out of nowhere. From the darkness, a gong appears. I know he's number 4, but he's taking forever to shine. You know, I am kind of genuinely curious, because, like, I know that Poké Network was saying, like, that was one of, like, the longest hunts that people ever had, like, time-wise, but what is the longest reset? Like, what's the highest reset count for a Pokemon to not shine? Obviously, I can't check right now, but... I'm sure someone has it recorded somewhere out there. I mean, 20,000 is quite a lot over nearly 2 years. Because it would take, what, 100 streams? At the rate of 300 per stream in order to get to 30,000? I didn't even check. Like 100 streams. If I did, oh boy, oh no, if I only did one stream for it, that would take over 2 years because there's only well, it would almost take 2 because there's 52 weeks in a year. Oh no. Oh, no. Hi, please, no, do not give me quad hots. I don't want to be doing this for 2 years. It's gonna hurt if this is a 2-year hunt for a Charmander. I think I might have to relook the entirety of this Living Shiny Dex challenge. It even took that long to get one Charmander. I mean, I knew it was going to take years to get out of this, out of Fire Red and Leaf Green, but, like, my god. I didn't think it meant, like, years in one Pokemon. Oh, boy. The only one you like to see suffer. Well, He cursed me by saying he wants me to go quad odds on this Charmander, so I cursed him back by saying he's not going to get his Arceus until after I get this Charmander. Let's see whose curse is stronger. Because hey, I gave him luck that one day where I said today's the day, and he got the Spirit Tomb. And I said that at the beginning of stream. And this is what he hits me with, a quad odds curse. It's also kind of crazy to think that, like, this is the second day of doing this, and I'm about to be at 600 resets. It's a crazy thing to think about, like how time flies when trying to do these. This isn't tennis. Listen, we haven't started throwing our balls yet, Jared. Until I get the Shiny Charmander, there will be no ball throwing. No ball smackage. I've hit B. What? Also, hi, Jarek. Welcome to my suffering. 594 resets. For this salamander. No. No, don't. You know what? No, I'll accept that. I'll accept that over the 32,000. You'd be happy at an even 1,000. Look, I'm looking for it right now. Like, you know how hard it is to commentate over the same reset over and over for nearly 600 resets? If I was at least out in the world, you know, exploring the patches of grass for a rat, at least I have something to commentate. Like, ooh, there's a rat. Everybody hit the rat jam. Now I'm stuck picking up a ball. That's also why Mr. Krabs is in the right corner. I'm slowly going insane. Day 23. I need to get a bell. Or a cowbell so I can hit it like he does. Three more. Three more for another Charmander. Anyone ready for it? All right for the next dancing Charmander? What's funny is I've been doing this so long, at this point, I can actually not look at the screen and, like, get to the status screen, like, each time without having to, like, look at it. And it's getting ridiculous, but it's mainly because of the sound cues that are tied to it. Because I know that the nickname Summer Screen is after the first, like, pickup noise, and I know that I can check on the Charmander after the second pickup noise. However, despite this, I still stupidly go into the nickname Summer Screen every time. Oh no. One more from 600. One more. Oh. Oh. Alright. I'm gonna get another Charmander. What one could I use? Alright, I gotta go. I'll have to check. Alright. Alright, so here is the new one. Now, isn't he just cute? Cutest little Charmander we ever did see. Now, if only he would shine. I just need to get the song by, oh, why can't I remember their name now? Collective Soul? Is that what it is? Do I need to get the song by Collective Soul to just be playing in the background? Just constantly. That's it. Just that one riff. That would be my shiny charm, just playing Shine constantly in the background. I could probably get to 700 in the next hour, right? That's a pretty tall order. I started at 330, mind you. So maybe I won't be able to get to 700, but I could probably get to 660. What I did what, 270 in a 3-hour period, roughly? I guess that's also not factoring in like the beginning like sequence of like the countdown and like me talking at the beginning, me just being a general idiot. Doesn't include all those, which are substantial time losses. That's right. This is actually a speed run to see who can get the fastest shiny Charmander. Could you imagine, like, you know, you're just casually playing Pokemon, you pick up your Charmander, you don't even check the status screen, you just throw it out in the battle against your rival, and you just see that little shine effect. You know how cool that would be? It sucked for speedrunners because that adds extra time every time it shines. But as a kid, that would be really cool. As a kid, I never actually understood shinies. I didn't actually realize they were shinies. I thought the red Gyarados was just a unique Gyarados. I didn't realize it was actually a shiny. It wasn't until I was older and played back through the game with the shiny Gyarados that I realized it was shiny. And then after that is when I started playing Pokemon Go and actually got 2 other shinies. One being a Groudon, and I don't remember what the other one actually is. Maybe it was another Magikarp. But also, like, after I played Pokemon Go, then Legends Arceus came out, and I managed to get a Paris and something else. Not counting the I think the guaranteed shiny Ponyta. Not counting it. Maybe it wasn't guaranteed. I can't remember. So I've very rarely had any kind of shiny Pokemon. I've had 6. And 2 of them were guaranteed. Silence during that section of playback is so loud. I didn't check. Alright, guys. We hit the nice number. That's right, we hit it. 69. How am I supposed to girl boss and gatekeep like this? These odds are killing me. I'm so glad that I don't have ads. Because if I had ads, could you imagine, like, the one time I play an ad? When the shiny appears? You know how sad that'd be? Honestly, I think at that point I'd probably start using ads as kind of like breaks. Like, yeah, an ad's playing? Oh, here, I'm gonna stop just doing this and take a quick break. Stay with everyone else. It's like an ad break on a TV show. Everybody knows that when a TV show's playing and an ad break comes along, all the actors just stop. I mean, it makes sense, really, K-Pad. It really does. Because, like, if an ad break comes up, especially with something like this, where, like, it's a shiny, and it's kind of like a rare occurrence, you know, you're kind of building up for this thing to eventually shine. You don't want anybody to miss it. So taking a break yourself during the ad makes the most sense. Granted, I guess it kind of does penalize people from, like, subscribing. But it also kind of, like, you know, incentivizes that it doesn't matter if you're subbed or not. That, like, you know, it's kind of like a community thing to, you know, shine together, so to speak. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I just think it'd be a nice thing to do. Plus, it's also good to get breaks every now and then anyway. Unlike what I'm doing, which is just sitting for hours on end. Let's not knock my drink over. Oh yeah, actually, hold on. While this is like quiet and stuff like that, or okay, or not. I'll do it during the next flashback. So obviously, for people who know, the sound effect for the counter reset is a gong. Not just any gong, it's a gong because it's the very first note of the Rayquaza, like, legendary fight in Emerald. I'm gonna play it again real quick. But if for some reason I ever count too much, I do have it to where I can also take away, and it's that noise, but reversed, and it sounds really goofy. And then it takes the number away. So for some reason, if you ever hear the gong backwards, you know that I counted too much. I just thought it'd be a funny little noise to have. Granted, I understand that it can get kind of annoying constantly hearing a gong play in the background every, say, 30 to 45 seconds. But you can't say it doesn't draw your attention every time it happens. Because, like, you'll hear it, that or you tune it out. You hear it, and you're like, oh, another failure. Another tally mark to add to the whole thing. You even got to hear me sigh into the microphone or anything. You hear that gong, and you just know the instant disappointment. Also, just like last time, Mr. Krabs will go away temporarily, probably, at the start of the next stream, since I won't feel as insane then. But I'm sure if the pace keeps up the way that it is, he'll come back for another visit. We are 2 for 2 on the Mr. Krabs counter. Also, we're getting close to the point where I'm gonna have to physically restart the game here soon. So a hard reset. Because the sound for selecting the menus will start getting crunchy. $619 is what we just left. I almost restarted without even checking. Come on, why can't you just give me a shiny? Why can't you just tell me it's a shiny before I pick it up? In these Pokeballs, you'll see a Bulbasaur, a Squirtle, and a shiny Charmander. In these Pokeballs, you'll see an Absol, a Magikarp, and a shiny Zekrom. What's a Zekrom? I don't know. Some kind of thing from the mythical land of Unova. What's Unova? I don't know. I was just reading in my handy-dandy Pokedex that only has storage space for 151 Pokemon. Another thought I had for the noise for incrementing is still using the gong like sound from the Rayquaza like theme song. But like changing it to where instead of it's just the one sound, it would like very quickly go like dun dun, kind of similar to Law and Order, I guess. But whenever I decided to make it just the one sound and played it in reverse, it was funnier to me. gonna be old and decrepit by the time I get this shiny Charmander. I'm gonna be in my 80s. This will be the longest shiny hunt on Twitch at like 145,000 resets later. That will most certainly earn me a Guinness Book World Record. Come on, give me it on the funny reset 626, please. Hotel 626 from like 2012. Give it to me. No, it's also female. I'm really so much. There's only so much that can be done, man. See, like, this kind of like hunt right here is the reason why, like, sometimes instead of like playing Pokemon, I'll probably play another game just, you know, to diversify a little bit from the monotony and repetitiveness of this. But the thing is that Saturdays will always be fun. So at the very least, during the whole stream sequence of this, you can always look forward to my supper on Saturday. Always. I won't like play Destiny or the Witness or the Crew, Call of Duty or anything like that. You'll just have Pokemon on Saturday. The other days that I may stream are kind of up in the air about that though. But Saturdays will always be a thing. Because I, at the very least, want to hit these at least once a week. Well, I necessarily don't want to be like a Poke streamer, even though I do love Pokemon. I don't consider myself good enough to really be static, being static and just only be doing Pokemon. It's kind of similar to like whenever I was streaming before, where I would like stream Nio and stuff like that. I didn't stream just Nio or things like that. I also streamed like Destiny and Warframe and a whole bunch of other games, Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie. It's just, I think it's better to, for me personally, to do different games. But I kind of do want this like living Shiny Dex to kind of be like a staple until it is done. Whenever that happens to be. And the thing that kind of sucks about this as well is that, like, because of how I'm handling this, I can't go to, like, let's say there's an event going on Scarlet and Violet that gives away a Shiny Victini, the first ever Shiny Victini. I can't get it. Because that would actually be breaking my rules of being able to get the Pokemon in their earliest availability. Because I gotta do it in order. Like in order of generations, not in order of Pokemon. If I was doing this in order of Pokemon, I think I'd worse for wear. Yeah, I think I would have to either get somebody to get me 8, or like somebody has to train me it or something. But I myself cannot get it. Which sucks to a degree, but it also is kind of helpful like some other games. So like in Gen 4 with Platinum, there's the was it Wonder Gift? I can't remember what it's actually called. Mystery Gift. And there are people that have the funny little DNS method where they're hosting kind of like private servers for the actual legit events. And so like I'll be counting those for specifically the event items, but not necessarily for the event Pokemon. Under very specific circumstances, however, I will be counting them for a different reason. So like in Black and White, I think it's just the first one or the second one. In order to get a Zoroark, you have to have the 3 Shiny Legendary Beast from the GameStop event for Platinum. And then you can capture a Shiny Zoroark. It's kind of similar to the one with the Celebi, or that as well for Zora. I can't say that Pokemon's name, but those are the only times I'll actually like be going for like the event-specific Pokemon, like where it's not like an item, because I'll need them for those Pokemon later. But I'll also already have the shiny dogs anyway. I'll just be using them for the sake of getting another Pokemon in a different game, since they're technically tied to it, and I can still obtain it. Now, I will say, part of the Living Shiny Dex as well is that, like, also obtain certain Pokemon that, even though they can't be shiny, like Victini, if I can still obtain him, I'm still going to include him in the fact that he does need to be in the Living Shiny Dex anyway, even if he isn't shiny. So it's kind of like a Living Dex / Shiny Dex. But also that kind of means that like any Pokemons that were any Pokemon that were tied to events that were given out before that can't be accessed again. If they were shiny in that event, and that's the only way that they could be shiny, and that event is no longer available, I'm not counting them in the list. The only time I'll technically count them as being in the list is if somebody trades me. That's the only time I think I'll count it. But under normal circumstances of acquirement. Because when I say normal circumstances of acquirement, like you gotta think like Machop evolves into Machoke, which evolves into Machamp. Well, you can only get Machamp if you trade evolve it, which would be the normal circumstance in which it's obtained. Unlike, say, I mean, no, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but like, let's say a shiny Zygarde, even though Zygarde can be obtained normally anyway. No, actually, no, I'll use Magearna instead. Magearna. Like, let's say it was an event only shiny. If somebody trades me it, like, out of the blue, or anything like that, then that's the only time I'll count it, but I don't think people are going to trade their limited shinies for... And I wouldn't expect anyone to either, unless they're getting a limited shiny back in return. Also, with how long these hunts are taking, this doesn't help with the whole Poke Transporter and Poke Bank thing. That's potentially going to be happening. I didn't check. Oh yeah, I can hear the crispiness. Or, not crispy, I can hear the crunchy. Alright. And this will be the last hard reset. Oh, I don't remember if I counted it. I think I did, but I really don't remember. Oh, that's not good. Apparently I started tuning out the gong as well. Alright, so I'm going to more than likely make it to 660. Whoops. If I make it to 660 before the stream ends, I'll just keep going until I get to the point where I'm going to be ending. But man, this hurts. This hurts 2 streams without seeing the shiny Charmander. I mean, there's still hope. There's still time. There's still hope. Maybe he'll show up before the 660 mark. Who knows? But this hurts. This hurts quite. This hurts quite a lot. I went to the bag. I need to start treating this like a dice roll every single time that it happens. I need to be like, that needs a new shiny. Sadly, I don't have any dice with me right now in order to roll it so you can get effective over the stream. It's a thought, right? I keep forgetting to check. I'm getting into such like a rhythm where like I'm spamming A to get through the boxes that I'm just not even checking. I don't expect it to load the screen that fast. And so when I hit A again, it'll take me out of the screen. Come on, come on. Game Freak, why do you beseech me? Give me thine, give me thine fortune, please. Give me some of that Koki luck. Now I'm actually like the deeper into this I get, and like I said before, I know I'm not that deep, but the deeper into this that I get, the more I start understanding people's reactions to when they get a shiny after a very long time of hunting a Pokemon. Because mind you, this is one of the faster resets, and so because of that, it just feels like it just feels like it takes forever. It's like when those people get shiny finally after 10,000, 20,000, or how many ever. It just, I get it now. I get why people are screaming, freaking out, and yelling. It's real. I get it. And it's gonna make me curious as to what my reaction's gonna be. Because my reaction in most games, whenever I get something that's either rare or just has like a low drop chance, like with a lot of exotic weapons in Destiny raids, like I get pretty excited about it, but like nothing like too crazy because like I have a bunch of weapons in there already that I don't use, that I'm still excited that I have. But like it's just the fact that I have it that makes it exciting, you know. It's something I didn't have before, and now I truly have it. I can use it at any point in time. And so it has a different excitement around it than this does. This is vastly different. Like, yeah, I could just get the Charmander and move on with my day, but it's not as exciting as the shiny finally appearing after X number of restarts. Okay, so with roughly half an hour left in the stream, just another reminder for everyone who is here, whether you're lurking or talking, thank you so much for stopping by and being here. Means quite a lot. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube and you're for some reason 3.5 hours deep into the video, thank you for watching this deep. Also, why are you here? Also, come watch me on Twitch. Yeah, this is a different type of challenge than I've ever done before, and I'm hoping that I'm able to keep at it. Because there's always something that kind of lacked whenever it came to like playing video games. It's always kind of like the consistency. Because I'll play a game for a while, then I'll back out of it. But well, I'll take a break from it. Sorry, and then I'll come back to it later. But this is a different type of consistency that I want. This is something that I want to go for every week. Kind of like a daily login for a couple hours. I hit me. Whoops. I'm just hoping that this goes well. This journey is always going to be it's either going to be the longest or it's going to be the telling point of how the journey is going to go. Regardless of however this turns out, I'm in it for the long haul. I've already committed, you know, nearly 8 hours to just resetting a Charmander. But it's still the journey. The journey is worth it. I will get this shiny Charmander, regardless of however long it takes, and it will be on stream for anyone and everyone to see. It's gonna be like one of the situations also possibly where like, you know, this goes on for so long that like, I finally get the Charmander, it's just like I retire from streaming because of how long it takes. Five more. 5 more to the general average per stream. And just a reminder, the average so far, obviously across two streams, has been 330. Maybe over this week I should think about what it is that I want to do for the big 1000. Which the big 1000 will probably come in the form of next Saturday. I guess I should also add, if anything ever weird like happens, like let's say Christmas like falls on a Saturday one year, that is probably one of those times where I'll either move it to Friday or Sunday. But the guarantee is that it will at least be once a week. On Saturday, unless something weird. Let's go shiny a 666. I mean, at the speed that I'm going, I'll probably get there. I'll probably get to 670 or so. Look, yeah, you know what? I'll take it. Any number less than 32,000. No, I shouldn't say that. No. Not any number less than 32,000. Any number less than odds. is knowing some people to be like 31,999. It has to be soon, right? Right? It has to be soon. All right, reached the that 330 average. We still have roughly 15 minutes, I'd say, or so. Willie, I hope you're right. I hope you are right. As a matter of fact, whenever I get to that reset, I'm naming it after you. Oh boy. $663. So excited. On. Yeah, 2 more, Willie. Dos más. Come on. All right. See if Iron Maiden frontman Willie over here is calling it with the number of the beast. All right, time to nickname it. Actually, can I add the whole thing? No, the 2 would cut off. All right, Willie, this is yours. Nope. Fat rip in chat. Massive oofs. some Fs. Which means the next one would be Gyrax at 800, which wouldn't happen until next stream. You know, it also, it just kind of occurred to me that like the gong that plays, the sound, it also kind of feels like a countdown timer. Kind of like from a, like one of those old, like grandfather clocks, or like those clock towers you see in like old towns. Like it's like a death chime. Oh, 69. The 7th one. You know what they say? I mean, 69, good, nice number. 7 times the charm. I didn't say 3rd time's the charm, but 7's the lucky number. Right? The Shiny is a myth. He's a mythical Pokemon. Oh. I don't know how I don't know how people do this. Like it is very mind-boggling. Because I know that people actually do these challenges like naturally in these games anyway. Because they have shiny lock challenges. But I think they do some of those offline anyway. Which makes it a little bit more consistent. Or not consistent, but like you're able to do it like without having like a time commitment to it. Well, I mean, I could do this for like, you know, all day. I don't think that's very healthy. And plus, you know, obviously, you know, people have places they don't want to have to work the entire time. Oh. Maybe what I'll do is I'll in the future I'll probably add different sounds that I can call them to. No, it's just not always the same sound. Maybe it'll be hyper pitched. Maybe it'll be slowed down. I know I play a Catholic clip. Maybe what I'll do is every time it increases, I play like I play it the entire song. So that way it starts layering upon itself. Can you imagine how loud that would start getting after a while? You'd have like multiple layers of the same song playing over and over and over again. At this point, it would have been 340 times. Well, I guess at certain points it would start like tapering off, unless I play the half-an-hour versions of it. Really still my class. I did a Charmander. Also, something else I kind of enjoy about all these Charmanders on screen is the fact that they are all doing something different. Like, you have a Space Charmander, a Charmander in the Void, family of Charmander. One chasing its tail, one kind of just dancing in place with bubbles. A baby Charmander doing everything. And then the lineage just making their hands. Then you have Mr. Krabs ringing the dinner bell. Alright, I think it 380 or 380, but at 680 I'll probably stop. Since that will be about 10 minutes till the end of the stream. And that gives us a nice round number to end off on for the day. I probably should have actually stopped at 675, but oh well. Nice odd number tandem. It also will give me some time to figure out who to raid. I mean, I have someone in mind. They're not playing Pokemon today. They're playing something different. Let's see here. What are they actually playing right now? Right now they're playing Tomb Raider 1 Remastered. I'll like the look. I mean, maybe I probably should just stick to having it on the Pokemon streamers. That'll be fun. That's it. 680. I mean, we still. So it's 4 till 350. I could get to 685. Because for some reason I like ending on 5s more so than 0s. What's a few more, right? What's a few more? I mean, I'm already 680 deep. What's a few more, right? What's a few more? A few more aren't gonna hurt. Sorry, I'm also trying to find, like, someone to raid while I'm doing quests. Don't nickname a Charmander. What's wrong? If someone has an idea on someone that they would like for me to raid, by all means, you can just say them. Not really opposed to ideas. I like the fact that most of the feed that I'm seeing are people with over, 1,000 people. Like, they definitely need the raid. I'm gonna do one more. And then I'll actually probably start looking at my computer instead of looking at my phone. Because I'll have a better time actually looking around. I don't know. Okay, that's it. I'll just go ahead and add that to the tally. Alright, so that's 685. And still no shiny Charmander, man. That's insane. So many and still no shiny. I mean, I knew my luck was pretty trash, but that's pretty crazy. Okay, let's go to browse real quick. All the music slowly drives people insane. Gotta find somebody to raid. What's going on here? And once again, I am still open to ideas. It'll just take me a minute to look at chat while I'm trying to find. Actually, if I there we go. Make the screen smaller so I can still see the chat while I'm trying to find somebody to read. You know what? I mean, it really doesn't hurt. Actually, you know what? Wait. Where'd they go? I'm trying to find. I found somebody that was going to grade, and then I ended up refreshing the page, and now I can't find him again. Also, sorry you're going also insane now from the sound. Alright. Alright. So, last time that I rated Poké Network. I think I'm just going to rate him again because I can't find the one person I was going to. So either they had just ended whenever I was going to like rate them and accidentally refresh. But I think it'll be fine. It doesn't hurt to rate the same person twice. I mean, still within the Poke community and still doing his bug catching contest. Still trying to get his shiny Heracross. So let's do that. Let's raid Poké Network again. I need to make sure I spell his name right. Okay. Alright, so once again, didn't get what we wanted obviously wanting the shiny Charmander. I will be back next Saturday, same time, noon Eastern. to continue doing this. Hopefully we can get, you know, some better chances with it. If not, oh well. I mean, suffering is suffering one way or the other. So thank you, lurkers and chatters, for hanging out with me as I go through this for the second day, still suffering. And I guess I'll be ending the stream now. So, thank you all for coming. I will bid you all adieu, and memento mori. Have a good one, guys.